Greetings world. We are Anonymous Ashwood Alliance.
We stated before that you, the people, were paying for the Islamic invasion of Australia. It would seem that your corrupted elitist government is hell-bent on punishing the Australian people. Also that they can look good in front of their anti-United Nations masters. Your politicians do not care about you. They only care about filling their own pockets with money, which is what millionaires do anyway. Malcom Turnbull is a multi-millionaire, and many more of your politicians are millionaires as well. They do not care where the money comes from. They only spend it on what the United Nations tells them to spend it on. With the cuts to the aged care pension due to hit the people tomorrow, New Year's Day 2017, it would seem that it has not been a very Merry Christmas for many Australians at all. Some of these people served their country, worked hard all their lives, and this is how the government treats them. This is truly disgusting and deplorable behavior from those who should be trying to make Australia prosper, and not run it into the ground. Running the country into the ground by destroying its identity, selling its assets off, and punishing its people with a nanny-state-style dictatorship is exactly what they are doing. Under the Australian Constitution, none of these people should be in power. Section 44 of the Australian Constitution clearly states, "Any person who is under any acknowledgement of allegiance, obedience, or adherence to a foreign power, or is a subject or a citizen or entitled to the rights or privileges of a subject or citizen of a foreign power, shall be incapable of being chosen or of sitting as a senator or a member of the House of Representatives." The United Nations is a foreign power. Since, in reality, Australia is now governed by stealth by the United Nations. The politicians should not be in the position they are in, lawfully. The only way they can be in this position legally, is to pull Australia out of the United Nations. All corrupt politicians are guilty of treason. They are nothing more than criminals in expensive suits and ties. They are the biggest hypocrites. How many corporate businesses do these corrupted politicians own on the side? Your current Prime Minister Malcom Turnbull is part of the world elites. Let's take a closer look at his history. In 1987, Turnbull established an investment banking firm, Malcom Turnbull & Co Limited, in partnership with Neville Wran, a former Labour Premier of New South Wales, and the former State Bank of New South Wales Chief Executive, Nicholas Whitlam, son of Gough Whitlam, a former Labour Prime Minister. Whitlam parted company with the others in 1990 and the firm operated as Turnbull & Partners Limited from then until 1997, when Turnbull moved to become a managing director and later a partner of Goldman Sachs. Turnbull was a director of FTR Holdings Limited from 1995 to 2004. Chair and Managing Director of Goldman Sachs Australia from 1997 to 2001, and a partner with Goldman Sachs and Company from 1998 to 2001. Turnbull was a director of Star Technology Systems from 1993 to 1995, which attempted, but failed, to mine gold at Sukhoi Log Mine. In the 1990s, Turnbull was chairman of Axiom Forest Resources, which conducted logging in the Solomon Islands under the trading name Sylvania Forest Products. The latter's work was described by the Australian International Development Assistance Bureau as a clear-felling operation, and the then Solomon Islands Prime Minister Solomon Momoloni reportedly threatened to close it down, for constant breaches of logging practices, according to a critical article in the Solomon Times. Turnbull purchased a stake of internet service provider Email in 1994 for $500,000 and sold his stake just months before the dot-com bubble burst in 1999 for $57 million to then telecommunications giant MCI WorldCom. In the same year, he used his software and investment company FTR Holdings Limited to take positions in a number of internet businesses, including WebCentral and Chaos.com. In May 2002, Turnbull appeared before the HIH Insurance Royal Commission and was questioned on Goldman Sachs's involvement in the possible privatization of one of the acquisitions of the collapsed insurance company. The Royal Commissioner's report made no adverse findings against him or Goldman Sachs. Of course, there were no findings. It is most likely that there was a fair amount of bribery and under-the-table handshakes along with some backroom dealings taking place in order to avoid any unfavorable rulings. The fact that this corrupted elitist is even aligned with Goldman Sachs, who are high up themselves in the world of the elites, only proves that Malcom Turnbull is one of these elitist masters. With a net worth of over $200 million. His position of power in whatever role he has been supported by other elitists in order to further the elitist agenda. Malcom Turnbull was raised Presbyterian, but converted to Roman Catholicism in 2002. This explains why he is pandering to Islamists, since the Catholic Church is supporting Islam. It is also very convenient that Malcom Turnbull sold off his stake in Mail for such a large sum of money right before the dot-com bubble burst. Because this man is so corrupt, it is extremely likely that there was insider trading information taking place here. Anonymous believes that the age of entitlement needs to come to an end. The age of political entitlement is not over. The Australian people within the recent 2 years were very unhappy when the costs of politicians' travel plans were revealed. The people complained, and the politicians made a show of making it look like people were being punished. They never punish each other, only you, the people, are punished. The more the people speak out, the more punishment you will receive. That is how a nanny state dictatorship operates. These latest pension cuts are just a perfect example. Corrupted politicians do not care who they punish and why, as long as the people are kept in the dark, and they continue to profit. The time has come. These corrupt elitists need to be voted out of office by the people. How nice would it be if they were charged with treason as well? Australians would love this. Anonymous believes that it will not happen. These elitists are in their own club. They have all the money, all the power, and they make the unlawful laws to ensure their tax breaks, at the expense of the people. These people are a bigger threat than Islam, since they are orchestrating the whole thing, and Islam is merely another tool which they can use to further keep you, the people, reliant on them for protection by forcing you to live in fear of terrorism. The evidence is everywhere online. Countless YouTube videos, people in positions of power from all sectors of government and law enforcement abusing their authority and overstepping their bounds constantly, and then trying to silence the people for exposing it by destroying their cell phones, in order to ensure that there is no proof of their misdeeds. We see them do this all the time. Anonymous has another message for all politicians. The people are waking up. Their eyes are opening. The people are seeing you for what you really are. The people are already fed up. The people do not want to be ruled over by dictators. Either start doing the job you were elected to do, or leave your positions. The people will rightfully elect someone who listens to them instead. Anonymous will always be informing the people of the truth. To Malcom Turnbull, we have this message. The vast majority of Australians truly believe that you are a piece of excrement. You are the Prime Minister unelect. You were never welcomed by the people to begin with. When your reign of terror is over, the people will be glad, that is to say, if you aren't removed from your position by force first. We are Anonymous. We are Legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget. Expect us.